Alright, we have a new RC car to unbox today. Today we got the Team Associated RB10, was just released. It's a 10 scale 2-wheel drive buggy, and this is their ready to run version that's made for bashing, playing around in the yard, and it would be good enough to take to a track. Good for a beginner or somebody who doesn't want to spend the money on a full-blown race B6.2 and build your own. This one's more cost-effective, and it'll get you in the door. I didn't buy this for racing. I bought this more for bashing around, some speed tests. Haven't had a 10 scale buggy in a really long time. Used to race them a lot, but haven't done any of that. I may take it to the track, but the track is quite a ways away, so we'll see. Most of the running footage you see of this is just going to be me doing some speed tests, just some overall bashing, and see how durable this car is. So this, like I said, 10 scale 2-wheel drive buggy, includes the DVC, so it has a gyro built into the receiver, and it helps keep control for beginners, or you can turn it on or off. It comes with 24 gigahertz radio, pre-painted body. You know, we'll go over that once we open up the box. Here's the box art. Just goes over, you know, the features. Big bore aluminum shocks. It's a brushless 3300 kV motor. I think it's a 60 amp ESC, which should be pretty fast for this little thing. It's pretty lightweight. Got your standard controller. I got the blue one. They also make a red one, you can see here in the background. I went with the blue to keep with the theme of the blue aluminum shocks, and a lot of parts that you get for Team Associated vehicles are anodized blue, so I wanted to keep the theme of blue. I haven't took it out yet, but I did do the seals. So let's open it up and see what it looks like. Alright, so that looks pretty good. One thing I noticed when I looked at it earlier is I like the color a lot better in person than I do in the pictures. The body, the paint job's okay, you know, it's not too bad. So let's see. So start here with the bag. So this has all your instructions and everything in it. We'll open that up in a minute. Got your controller here. See if we can pull off the protective film. There we go. Yeah, so pretty cool looking body. I like how low slung it looks from the side. Definitely looks like a race buggy. This particular chassis is based off of, I believe, the B5. It's not a super old one, but it's a very reliable platform. Some of the parts and stuff on this are probably even on the B6 still. But this particular buggy is based off of the same platform as the DR10 is, the SR10, short course truck 2-wheel drive, which I think they call it the Pro 2. Right, we have the RB10 buggy here. Picked this up from OMG RC. Always have fast shipping, friendly service. I've probably bought 6 rigs from him now. Always been pretty happy. Into this one, and we'll set that to the side for a second. We'll just quickly go through what you get in the bag, which is your standard, what you get in every bag. So here's your basic manual. Team Associated has always had fairly good manuals. They're hit or miss nowadays, but very detailed. If you need to disassemble, they've got everything. Good pictures. Also has lists of all their optional batteries, motors, tools, different things, kind of help you find their stuff a little faster. They have a list of already available factory team options. It's pretty good. I've already got some of those ordered. They also have tuning guides in here that tell you, kind of what to do with the camber links, what they'll do on the setup of the car, ride height, slipper clutch adjustments, motor gearing, Ackerman. Those are always nice things to know if you are trying to get into racing and you want to try to get the best out of your vehicle. Like I said, this is a beginner racing buggy if that's what you're getting it for. My opinion is it's more for bashing, but I'm sure it will do pretty well on the track. I mean, it's a proven chassis, a proven platform. Got the instruction manual for the radio. A little pamphlet of their vehicles. Let's see, we get some extra shock spacers and one extra, looks like a Sanwa servo saver mount. You get your T-wrench, turnbuckle wrench, and your Allen keys. Oh, and the ESC setup guide. Okay, so let's take a look at this buggy. So first of all, right up, it's got the tires are pretty firm. I think they're going to wear pretty well considering this is made to run on all surfaces. Foams feel pretty good for as light as this thing is. So right up front you can see we got steel turnbuckles all the way around on steering. Got them in the rear also, so that's nice to have turnbuckles. Aluminum shocks, they're not threaded, but they are aluminum shocks. They should work out pretty good. Plastic caps. Let's see if we can feel how flexible this plastic is. It should work pretty good for a basher buggy. It is a little more flexible. Now the shock tower, this thing is solid. It doesn't, so that should help with handling. The arms are a little softer, more flex for the bashing. And you see in the back we got a nice big buggy wing. Everything is held on with body clips. This particular model, the motor is orientated in the back. Got the gull wing, front and rear suspension arms. Well, let's open it up and see what's inside. It's a nice thick body for a buggy. That's nice and heavy duty. I mean, you'll probably never break this body down on this buggy, the way they sit so low. Nice and thick. Pull that off. Okay, so right up here up in the front, you can see we got a servo saver installed. Just a pretty old school type servo saver. Should work pretty good. I got a 7 kilogram metal geared servo, which is enough to turn these little tiny tires. We got the Reedy SE600BL, which I believe that means it's a 60 amp from what I have seen. We got the receiver and stuff in this box and all the wiring going in there. T-plug. I'm going to change it out, but it's a pretty common plug. We also have Velcro straps, which is nice. Velcro straps, you can do 2 and 3S size batteries, a little more adjustable. Got a little foam spacer up here to keep the battery. I will test fit a couple batteries before the end of the video and see what kind of fits in here. I actually have a cheapy one right here. This is just a 2S. Standard sized battery pack. And that's a perfect fit. There's not much space to get anything different in there, but you will be able to fit 3S in there because they're usually a little taller. That'll be no problem. The battery really adds the weight to it. So in the back, again, we got a longer rear shocks, aluminum with adjustable. They just use the plastic spacers to adjust the spring height. See in the rear, one thing I noticed in the features, this has got still CVAs on a ready to run. That's really nice. It's got a geared differential, which can be tuned with oils and whatnot. It has an aluminum, heavy-duty aluminum top shaft and plastic gears. And Team Associated is known for having really nice transmissions. They're super quiet, and they seem to hold up to a lot of abuse. The Reedy 3300 kV motor in the back. Again, this is a 2 or 3S buggy, so it should really rip on 3S. Well, can't wait to do the speed test. Okay, pull this wing out of the way so we can get a better look under. The wing is definitely on there. Nice little wing pad. Now that we got that out of the way, you can see it's just a 3-gear transmission. You got steel out drives. We got steel ball studs all the way around, and they're easy to get to because you can get right through to the top of through the ball ends. Have a hole in the middle, which is helpful for maintenance. Chassis stiffness, this thing flexes a little bit, it's pretty stiff. We got a place for optional sway bars to mount on to this, for the rear at least. I'm guessing there may or may not be front sway bars available. I'll just take a look at this from here. I'll give it a flip over. Nice smooth bottom, nothing protruding or hanging down. Little teeny bumper. Everything looks pretty good on the bottom. Okay, one thing about this buggy that we should go over is it's a Team Associated buggy based off of an old race platform. So the adjustability, there's tons of adjustability there. We got 3 holes in the upper shock tower on the front, and on the arms we have 2 adjustment holes. See right here to adjust the bottoms of the shocks. We also have the optional holes here to adjust your rod lengths, and also you can spacer the ball studs up and down there on those adjustments. See, on the steering is pretty much set. Oh, and I wanted to mention this is ball bearing throughout. It looks like they're rubber sealed ball bearings throughout the entire kit. In the rear on the adjustments, again, we have 3 holes on the top of the shock tower, 2 holes on the lower arm for adjustment. We have 2 holes on the bulkhead here to adjust the tie rod, and we have 3 holes on the upper part of the rear hub, so that's nice. Got a little rubber plug here so you can access your slipper clutch for easy adjustment without taking anything completely apart. As far as the radio goes, we have the XP120. This is common for all Associated's ready to run vehicles. It's a pretty good radio. The only thing I don't like is how far the wheel sticks out, but it does have throttle and steering dual rates. Your adjustments, steering and throttle reversing. It has a low flashing light indicator. Your switch is here, and it just takes your standard 4 AA batteries. Not the best remote, but it functions and does everything as it's supposed to. That'll probably be my 5th one. Okay, so I just took the wheels off just to get a look at the hubs. So we got a steel 12mm hex for the front wheels. See, the front are just a white dished. Pretty nice looking little wheel. Like I said, full ball bearings. Everything looks fairly beefy considering the size of this. I mean, this thing is a pretty small little buggy. And then rear, we have a plastic hex. A plastic 12mm hex. Rear tires, 12mm hex. They're vented. You can see the rear hub adjustments here. Okay, opened up the receiver box. You can see it's got a rubber gasket that seals it up, which is going to make it water resistant, or you should say splash proof. Wouldn't say it is not submersible, but it will help. There's a rubber gasket around where the wires go in. You can see it's the XPR4 DVC, which looks like you can adjust it from here or from the radio, I'm not sure. And it is a 3-channel receiver. A nice little feature that I didn't see was mentioned anywhere. So it has ball bearing steering. So the steering plate has got ball bearings on both sides, you can see in there. And then the steering arms, you can see, let me get it this way. Those are also ball bearing top and bottom. That's going to make for super smooth steering. You won't have to worry about slop. If it had plastic bushings or even the old metal bushings, so that's a pretty nice little feature. Another thing I noticed that I didn't mention is it has captured hinge pins. So they're held in with a set screw, so you don't really have to worry about them ever falling out. This side is, you know, they can't come out. Captured here. Also have the metal front brace. The hinge pin's also captured there. There's the bulkhead. One thing I'd also like to add is this buggy shares a lot of parts with its other brothers, like the DR10, the SR10, the Pro 2. Some parts are unique to this vehicle, but there's a lot of parts that are interchangeable, so that means parts should be nice and available at any of your local hobby shops or online.